Trinity Sports Medicine, the Orthopedic Institute, and P3 Performance offers you the best fully integrated and patient-centered approach to health and wellness in the tri-state area. Our team will coordinate and customize your care using the latest accelerated recovery treatment options available, dedicated to help any athlete at any level to protect, progress, and perform. Unleash your potential at Trinity Sports Medicine and P3 Performance.
And they burn couches. Hey, welcome to week 9 of the high school football season, week 8 of the Herald-Star Weirton Daily Times podcast. Yes, Matt Pleasy, Mike Matheson, playoff games.
It's
playoff games.
Yeah, but it's still a regular season, but every game is like a playoff game.
Every game is like it. I'm just hoping that whoever wins Friday night doesn't burn down the city like Morgantown.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a figment of your imagination, all you Mountaineer haters. It was calm.
So the fires I saw, like on Twitter universe, they were just photoshopped in?
Some of them, yes. But other ones were just wanting to keep a nice fire. It was a chilly night in Morgantown, the first fall night of the year. That was really cold. Lows were like 28 degrees. They had to keep warm somehow. And
7 hours after the game ended.
Yeah. Well, see, they didn't let no West Virginia fans storm the field after the game, which was a classy move.
Okay, they just left it for the city.
Yeah, I guess so.
They just stormed the city. They can't storm a campus because they don't have one. But anyway.
It's Morgantown. And then
they just stormed the city of Morgantown.
Right.
Because Morgantown is the View campus.
Right, basically. Yeah. Okay. You know it. You've seen it.
I've seen it.
You need to go on a PRT ride to get across campus.
No, I'm not. No.
You'll probably get broken down.
No, I don't want to be stuck in.
Then you will have to make a fire to keep warm.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Some really big football games this week. A lot of them have playoff implications. Some have playoff implications just based on where you're going to be in the playoffs.
Sure. Yeah.
And we'll start in Harding because 5-1 Park goes to 6-3 Steubenville Big Red. They beat USO Academy last week and vaulted from 6th to 2nd in the regional standings. Mm-hmm. And obviously, if they pick up a win over Park, who's 5-1, then they should leapfrog into first in the regional standings.
Yeah, and this is a big game for them because since Park beat them last year, Park's coming off a win against another Pittsburgh City League team in Carrick, and they handled them pretty well, just like Big Red handled USO pretty well. But Wheeling Park's riding a 4-game winning streak, and they've been doing all the things right, using their athletes, and Theo Blackston and Michael Grove, a WVU guy who's going to play baseball there. It's going to be a lot for Big Red to handle, but I think they're back on track and want to get the job done.
Look, he is a talented kid. I watched him play quarterback against Brooke a few weeks ago, and when I saw Park play Brooke, Park's defensive front did a nice job of creating havoc for Brooke quarterback Aaron Walker, and so if they're going to get to Demetrius Kalaros
then Kalaros had a big game last week.
Yeah, he played very well last week.
So I'm sure they want to be trying to rough him up, but if Kalaros can be as composed as he was last week, it should be okay for Big Red.
Gotcha. It's going to be a fun game in Harding. There's no doubt about it. Because week 10, I'm not sure Big Red's getting any points out of that team, so this is huge.
Sure.
Another big game. Harrison Central goes to Indian Creek. Harrison Central is coming off a tough loss to Independence, which I saw 26-20. They turned the ball over 3 times in the red zone. You just can't win games doing that. You can't. As much as they dominated from the second quarter on, you can't win games like that. And Creek's coming off losing 34-6 to Ferry, where they, in the second quarter, fumbled twice deep inside their own zone, deep inside their end of the field, and Ferry made them pay with both recoveries and touchdowns. And
turnovers killed them both.
And look, Indian Creek 6-2, 9th in the region. Harrison Central's 4-4. I think they're 10th in the region. Yeah, neither team is guaranteed to make the playoffs with a win.
All right,
but whoever loses won't make the playoffs.
Sure. Harrison was in such a good position coming into last week, 5th in the region, all set. They dropped big time.
Yeah, they dropped from 5th to 10th.
Because Independence is in their same region.
Went from 11th to 7th.
And that was a huge win for Independence and a huge loss for Harrison Central. Harrison Central just needs to find some kids to play for him this week. They had so many injuries. The injuries they've had to deal with up till this point. Gio Rocky, Nate Mikowski, Casey Runovich was out for the season before the season even started.
Yeah.
And then they've lost so many guys, quarterback Zach Arbogast. And
they lost backup Travis Stenson to an ankle, and then they lost the backup of the backup, Austin Porter, who got dinged. And I'm guessing that Travis Tess is going to play quarterback Friday night, but I don't know.
And the way Creek's defense has been playing, if they can shut him down, it should be a win for them.
Yeah, it should be, but you never know.
Right,
Your offense still has to take care of the ball and do the right things. And I asked Kropp last week if he needed like B.J. Honeycutt and Hawkeye Pierce and Charles Emerson Winchester III to put his team back together. Colonel Potter, Colonel Morgan, Colonel Potter, and who's the other one? The original Colonel. Henry Blake. That's it.
No idea what you're talking
Colonel
about.
Blake. You're too young. You're way too young. Way too young. Frankfurt goes to Oakland. Frankfurt 7-0. Oakland's not 7-0.
Yeah.
And coming off a tough loss at JM.
Yeah, it's Frankfurt probably coming in, taking over. This is the first time I've ever heard of Frankfurt, to be honest. But they're over there by Cumberland, Maryland, on the other panhandle.
On the eastern panhandle.
Yeah, basically coming from the Battle of the Panhandles is what we could call it.
Eastern panhandle versus northern panhandle. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Edison goes to Ferry. Edison's coming off you were at the game. St. C took it early and often, and it was over.
Yeah, St. C is one of the best teams I've seen all year and probably in a while. They're just so complete, so fast, so quick, and Edison couldn't stop them. I mean, Edison had to play a perfect game in order to do that, but I mean, St. Clairsville's first or second touchdown was off a fumble kick return, and that just kind of took the wind out of their sails. So it was 21-0
before you could sit down.
Before you can even sit down, yeah. And St. C is really talented.
Who's quarterback?
Joey Nave, sophomore quarterback, played very well. I mean, he looked composed back there. I mean, Derek Stickles said he's only played football. This is his second year playing organized football.
Really?
And he's able to. They had a really nice move by Edison for senior night. They had Cullen Skeels, who injured his thumb, take the first snap and hand it off, and but then they put in Nave for the rest of the game.
Gotcha.
Skills played some defense, but it's going to be Nave again this week. At quarterback for Edison, and it'll be to see if he can build off of what he did in his first game, which was impressive for the first time for a young guy.
And then you have Buckeye Local at St. C. Buckeye Local did a nice job getting their first win of the season last week. Then they beat Liverpool 22-12, and everyone knows how hard of a season it's been for Buckeye on the field and off the field. Not the best, but congratulations to them because they could have packed it in. They all could have just put their tail between their legs, so to speak, and but they continued to play hard. They continued to listen and. They picked up a W.
Yep, and a little bit more confidence, I'm sure, coming into this week. A huge game against St. Clairsville.
Yeah, St. Clairsville. So,
and it's like I said, St. Clairsville is just a really all-around complete team from top to bottom.
Really good.
Yeah, that's their quarterback.
Zach Bigelow's nice sophomore.
Just had to throw it up to Gummer, and Gummer was going to catch it, come down with it, and sprint to the end zone. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Buckeye to do this, but who knows? They will be confident coming in after this one, and congrats to them for picking up a win last week.
Then you got Toronto is 8th in Division 7 Region 23, and they're playing Payton City this week. And Payton City, you guys are a mess. This is the game they picked up. Payton City, they were both scheduled to play 100, Toronto and Payton City.
Right.
100 canceled their season. So this was Payton City's bye week was this week. And then, so Toronto picked them up, and Payton City's bye week went to this week they were going to play 100. Big game for Toronto because it's got some points to it. Payton City's 3-4, 3-5,
3-4, I believe.
3-4, because they've already taken
the big bye week.
So they're 3-4, and Toronto is 6-2, and they've done a nice job the last couple of weeks taking care of business like they're supposed to.
Yep, that's what they lost to Shady Side 4 weeks ago, but they've rattled off 3 straight wins there. I think I told you last night they're outscoring opponents 140-some to 6. They gave up their first touchdown last week at Canaan Valley, but that came really late in the game. And everything's working out well for Toronto. I mean, they've had to deal with some injuries too.
Right.
But not only just Blaze Glen, but they've had some receivers and some linemen out too. But Blaine Rawson's been very well at quarterback, leading this team, managing the offense well, and they got to be pretty confident too because they're going to be having a good playoff chance for the first time since 2000.
2000, yeah.
And so there's still 2 weeks left. A winnable game against Payton City. They got Toronto in Week 10, and
they get Madonna in Week 10. That's Madonna's homecoming.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake. It won't be easy.
It won't be easy. Because it won't be easy. It's going to be a good game. All right, rivals. We're at Brooke. We're 7-1. Brooke's 2-4, 2-5.
No,
2-5, and it's. Brooke didn't have the best showing in the world last week down at Park South after their bye. Weir took care of business early and often against Ritchie County. Right. All these kids know each other. In the past, kids have transferred from Brooke to Weir and from Weir to Brooke. in all different levels of whatever. And this is bragging rights, basically. This is good old fashioned bragging rights.
Yeah, Weir's won 6th in a row coming in. And they're riding high. Like, I mean, this is the most success they've seen in a few years too. And
I believe since 2008 would be my guess.
So it's still huge. They know what's at stake too. That they're knocking on the door of a good playoff spot.
Well, I think this is Weir's. If Weir wins this game, I think that will vault them into a top 8, which will give them a home playoff game.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If you don't finish in the top 8, then you're going on the road unless someone upsets somebody.
Yeah.
So.
And this is for Brooke to kind of spoil that. And,
this is for Brooke to play spoiler.
Yeah, and they just don't want to bounce back because a lot of we thought that they could go down to Parkersburg South and come out with a win.
I thought they could, yeah.
But it's just there's been a few bounce back games for them this year, and this would be the biggest time to bounce back from a tough loss and come out with a win.
It's just going to be a good game at Brooke Friday night. I know senior night for Brooke, from what I understand. It's just going to be a good football game, knocking down just good old-fashioned.
Yep, love rivalries.
Beat 'em up football.
We get a rivalry on Saturday night, too.
Saturday night, Madonna at Steubenville Central. Steubenville Central's 4-4, 10th in the region, same region Toronto's in. They need to win out and get help. Madonna's coming off, 4 straight losses?
Yeah, they got beat up by Clarksburg, Notre Dame
last week. Yeah. And they lost the week before to Donahue 39-0. It's just two teams that, last year were senior-led. We're led by a bunch of seniors.
That was such an exciting game last year, too.
That was.
Came down the last second.
That was a good football game.
Yeah, one of the best I've ever seen.
Actually, the last 2 or 3 years, that's been a really good. And this could be a really good football game, too. It has different implications.
Yeah, and the different players, too. It's just funny how they've both lost so many seniors, and it's not
at the same time. No.
At the same time, they both had very successful seasons last year, and the year before, and the year before that. But this year, rebuilding years for them, I guess you could say. But it doesn't matter this week since they're gonna both want to win this rivalry game.
Yeah, it doesn't. The old theory, and that Saturday night at 7 at Harding, and just throw the records out the window.
Everything in the kitchen sink.
In the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Guarantee there'll be no burning of anything in.
Oh, yeah. But it's not like West Virginia is the only school that celebrates wins. You see, like last year, Kentucky wins the basketball national championship, and they're tearing down. So it must have been a bunch of West Virginia
national championship, regular season Big 12
top 5 undefeated team, handing them their first loss.
National championship.
West Virginia's going to run the table now, win out, and go to the playoffs, Final Four.
Oh my gosh, they have 2 losses. They're not going to the playoffs.
Well, yeah.
Okay, please stop.
The SEC teams will beat up on each other, too.
Please stop.
Just wait.
Please stop.
Just wait.
Seriously. My goodness. Isn't SW the same team that's given Kansas its only Big 12 conference win in the last 4 years?
That was last year.
Okay, but
last year.
That's still the only conference win they've had. Okay,
last year. Yeah, this is a new team.
When was it?
Last year.
Okay, last year. See you win next week?
Mm-hmm.
Not last year.
Not next year either.
Okay.
Just next week.
Next 10. Next week.
Then it's Christmas time.
Have you? Are you playing Christmas music yet?
I have, yeah.
I'm surprised the tree's not up in the.
Yeah, it might be
in the newsroom here sometime soon. You're not gonna be one of those guys that has a tree up all year long, are you?
No, because that takes away from it a little bit.
Okay, I got you.
Just from October till July. Christmas in July.
Christmas in July.
And then you start around October.
His tree will be he will take his tree down on July 4th of every year.
Yeah.
And put it back up October 1st.
Yep. Halloween's too late. If you're not ready by Halloween for Christmas, you might as well just forget it. Last minute. Thanksgiving? No, it's too late too. Thanks.
So what kind of Christmas movies will be on your continuous loop at your house?
We got Elf. And might have to Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
Christmas Vacation.
Right.
And some of the classics like the Rudolphs and the...
like the Rudolphs.
And the Frosty, the Snowman.
Okay.
And all the classics.
Right.
Sometimes the Hallmark Channel has good movies too.
Good night, everybody.
Merry Christmas. I got done pretty early laying out pages last night. I didn't get your text while I was in bed already.
Oh, cool.
But I had to finish watching Bold and the Beautiful before I could leave.
That's not me.
Was that after baggage?
Yes, it actually was, because me and Warren were watching baggage.
Can you sing?
No.
Can you hold a tune?
My daughter will not allow me.
Do you try to while you're riding?
My daughter does not allow me.
But
if I'm by myself,
yes.
I'll sing it like I'm Luther.
Yeah.
Nice game, pretty boy.